My biggest takeaway yesterday was that Insani really wasn't here. He never really arrived in the server throughout the first series they played yesterday, and that was very concerning if you're a fan of Made in Brazil. It sounds like we are getting into the action, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 1 is Mirage. Again, the first two maps flip-flopped. Still a decider on Nuke if required. And back to the conversation, Insani struggled individually. Try is your rock. He will get kills consistently throughout the series. You just need two other people, such as Senti and No Way, to kind of have that extra bit of explosiveness for Imperial. Will this series pan out the same as it was yesterday, or will Made in Brazil flip the script? We'll have to wait and see. CT side for Made in Brazil, and it looks like we're having some technical problems here, Boggs.
Yep. Never a smooth start. Online Counter-Strike showing its wonders. We'll put it that way. But we're not going to hop into the game just yet, as we'll probably get a medic out of that one and get back into it for pistol round action here momentarily. Gives us a little more time to talk over the map, though, so I'm not mad about it at all. Looking at Mirage yesterday, it was a little closer at the end, but that was thanks to a few rounds in a row at the tail end of that map, which MIBR put on the board to bring it to a 13-10. Imperial kind of dropped the ball a little bit there later on, but overall, they were looking strong, and they never really looked back once they got an early lead after losing the first pistol on Mirage. That's something, too, to keep an eye on. MIBR won 3 of the 4 pistol rounds in that series.
They won
And
3, and they also got next to nothing, right?
yeah, they got, what, 6 rounds total off of the back of it?
Yeah, they got, I think, 6. I think halftime scores 8-4 in both cases. They got pistol round and the second round pretty much guaranteed. And so most of the rounds came from eco rounds, came from pistol victories, and the second round conversions. Made in Brazil were really, in spite of the score looking pretty contentious, outclassed when it came to rifles yesterday.
And that's something they'll have to fix here. And I think the lack of Insani's presence was a big factor in that, because he's your rifler. He's your star rifler. Not just he's your star in general, but he's your star rifle. And you need your star to be good on the rifle rounds. It can't just be pistols. Pistol rounds are, if you play a full 24 round game, 2 of 24. Less than 10% of your rounds are pistols. The second round gives you a little more, say 4 out of 24. You're still at 1/8. Or no, a little bit less, but 1/6. But still, the fact of the matter is, pistols are so important, but so few rounds. You need to be able to have success in the rifles, regardless of your pistol success, if you are going to have success in the great scale.
Pistols set the tone. A lot of teams are kind of streaky. They want that early momentum, and they can kind of maintain it once they establish it. The issue is getting it started, getting the ball rolling. Pistol rounds are notoriously 50-50. Made in Brazil looked very good on them yesterday, and again, they need pistol rounds. They need Insani to wake up. There's a lot of things that Made in Brazil need to go right to get to a match versus Pain, because yesterday they were really disappointing. Again, lackluster, uninspired, and outclassed when it came to the rifles, when it came to the bulk of the rounds they were playing. That is very concerning for what is now a long-standing squad at the upper echelon of Brazilian Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and they're a team with a lot of international experience. They're a team with a lot of experience up and down the lineup at this point. Yes, there's some young players in Sani, one of them safe another, but you have to be able to perform at the highest level domestically and internationally to be successful in the modern scope of Counter-Strike. And the way that things are going to be shaping up next year, too, with more and more tournaments around, I think the domestic competition is going to become exponentially more critical for these teams. And to be able to translate that over into the international scene is going to be a big problem, I think, for both South and North American teams alike. But it all starts here. It all starts in winning the games you should win. And I'm not going to say MIBR should be beating Imperial. I feel like this is a much closer matchup, and I think the score lines throughout their history had kind of denote that as well. But we're back into Mirage, and Imperial won the pistol and the second round, Nate. I guess we're live to gun round number 1.
It's expected. They won pistol round 3 out of the 4 times as we talked about, and they converted it. It was a full save from Made in Brazil in round 2. It looks like, because they're on rifles now. And I think what we had, Boggs, it wasn't a server, like, for the players issue, it was a Go TV issue. And it sounds like there is still a connection problem with the Go TV. And the unfortunate thing with that is that the players don't know that there's an issue. They're going to keep playing out. There's a delay, so the round's already live and already done and dusted, and that means we're just have to miss some Counter-Strike. That's just how it is. It's how it plays out. Again, we talked about that's how online Counter-Strike is. You have to roll with the punches.
Yeah, but it's all server netcode and all that sort of thing, all the crazy stuff that I know nothing about. I don't know about you, but that's not your major.
No, I have a Bachelor of Arts. You know that.
In biology.
In biology, yeah, but it's still
let's
a
preface
Bachelor of
that
Arts.
there.
We can qualify it a little bit, yeah, but Imperial upsetting. We can glean something from that, right? You mentioned it. Imperial won the pistol round. That is big. They only did that 1 out of 4 times total yesterday, and that gives them a second round as well, and a good. It looks like a pretty good bonus going into round
Yeah.
number 3 on their T side. And the T side of Mirage is pretty important. It's rather difficult for a lot of teams. T side in general is difficult across most maps, barring few. So Imperial starting things off right, and again, paving a way to what should be another dominant first half if that trend continues.
And to win the T half on Mirage would be huge for Imperial, give them a better chance at an early victory on map number 1, establishing a stranglehold on MIBR, as well as building the confidence in this Imperial side of things. They've already bucked the trend where they had not beaten MIBR and Vertigo previously. Granted, the last time these two teams played prior to last night was in April, about 3.5 months ago. Wasn't even on the 3-month stat lines. It was just back in the head-to-head. So lots of things have changed, especially on Vertigo with the catwalk and elevator all being completely different. But it's a mental game as well. And for Imperial, they already got that started. A big win here on Mirage really starts to sink their teeth into MIBR and sow those seeds of doubt and trepidation in the Made in Brazil squad, which already coming through the lower bracket, struggled a little bit against Red Cannons yesterday, struggled significantly against Imperial yesterday. That can make or break a team, and not being able to overcome that will definitely sink the MIBR ship.
Definitely could sink it. And another thing we really didn't mention, we talked about it a lot. We talked about Try specifically being the new addition. But when you make a new addition, when you make a roster change, the time where you see the biggest growth is in this quote unquote honeymoon phase, when the teams are slotting together, rapidly building that chemistry, figuring out what their role is in the squad. Try is not only individually a monster, a consistency, a rock on this team, but it's also now a new player slotting in, which means you should see leaps and bounds in the capabilities of this team within even a couple days. So the fact that Imperial already had a player slotting in so well, and it's still early in that player's new addition, means that they should get even scarier as this close qualifier continues.
And that's the thing. They win this one, they have another rematch with Pain, who are probably going to be watching this. At least some of the coaching staff will be watching this for sure. I would assume Big Azetta, as well as the in-game leader, will keep his eyes on this matchup to figure out what Imperial are looking like. They have a little bit of knowledge to go off of from their best of 3 last night, but of course, things change, as you said, in that honeymoon phase, and Imperial are a team that are looking to exponentially grow and explode forward to great success here out of the South American region. Try and join 9Z as one of those teams that kind of yo-yos back and forth between international and domestic. Fury, of course, well cemented in the international scene right now. There's always room for more teams from the Americas, and South America might have the best chance at that. I say that, though, there was the team announcements for, or at least the invites for ESL Challenger Atlanta, Nate. M80 were given the hometown hero invite, but I think they're going to be the only invited team that's from the hometown region, if I'm remembering my teams correctly.
Only one hometown hero team being invited from the region. That's M80, again.
And not Complexity,
earned.
too.
Not Complexity, yeah. Complexity.
Or Liquid.
They don't play in every Challenger event, if I'm not mistaken, but they do bounce around from time to time. They did recently win one. That was their first win in a decent while, but it sounds like this is going to be a long break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to stop pontificating. We're going to take a break, and when we return, we will have this series between Made in Brazil and Imperial. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It was a brief break and a lot of technical woes, but it sounds like we are at the tail end of such issues. Again, it's Boggs and Pineapple Phillips to take you through the remainder of this qualifier for the rest of today. It sounds like we are going into the action at long last, ladies and gentlemen. We had one more round played since we saw a 2-0 lead, and it is now extended to 3 for Imperial. Made in Brazil's rifle round did not pan out. So they're on pistols for round number 4. Imperial started off both maps yesterday with a tremendous lead, 8-4 at the half, but that was in spite of losing pistol. This time around on Mirage, they've come out the gates swinging, took the first 3. It's a very scary prospect for the likes of Mid in Brazil.
Very scary indeed. Imperial are out of the gates, as you said, with that pistol round victory. And now shutting down that first gun round too. Up against the Deco. A couple of 5.7s there as well, and a P250 in the hands of Safe. He wants to get an op-out to contend with Try as early as possible. Molly nade into BRN, who will burn away. Another one in towards jail. All of this utility being used. Drop actually does get one, but Vinny and Try rather, are getting kills on the site. Safe one from top of Ninja Box, but that's all he'll be able to find. Descenti over at back empty. Go towards the bench, has to deal with back empty. They don't clear it. They don't clear it at all. They're not expecting the extra player already on the site in the form of exit. And it's been a very costly round for Imperial. They should still be able to close it down, and they do. A little more expensive than they would have liked. It's going to give a little extra utility to the MIBR side, but at the same time, there was still some bonus weaponry on the Imperial side and the Galils, so they'll get the op for Try. M4 tossed over to Noah, so he doesn't have to buy. And overall, money's still pretty good for Imperial.
Quite good. 6K in the bank for Descenti. 4/5 of the squad over 2K. That's out of the danger zone. Some resiliency built up. Op for Safe to rival, though. I'd imagine he's in towards window. It looks like he is. Also want to highlight, talked about Insani yesterday. I was questioning what would he buy on the eco. It was without a doubt every single time a Deagle.
Oh, yeah.
In that last round, he had a 5.7. There's an interesting note. Perhaps he's going for more spam. Not quite feeling as hot with the aim. Aggression out middle. Both teams vying for control. Phelps won, traded immediately by drop. You mentioned him being an individual that can stand out for Made in Brazil. Trades do favor the T's. Imperial are still just running their routes, running their defaults. One out ramp, one slinking out Palace. BRN, though, a menace in towards Sandwich, totally discounted. He finds one. Trade via Molotov across the map in response to everything on this smoke. He has timing. BRN repositioning is caught, and Safe misses his op shot. Advantage secured for Imperial. They're looking to go towards A. The issue is Safe has rotated around, and he wants to stop any sort of attempt at a bomb plant.
Try's op is still out in middle. Nobody's going to be able to peek him unless drop goes into window, which would be questionable at best. Still seems to be an A play, as there's not a lot of time left for Imperial. 20 seconds to go. One smoke, that's on Try. He can try to toss it to CT. It's not going to work. Vinny's going to get that bomb down triple, though. Not exactly planted for Descenti up in Palace, but the op shot reveals the position of one. Now Try begins to move closer and closer. He's still at chair, but Vinny up on the bench in a bit of an awkward spot himself. At least he has his connector cleared, but he does not have a jungle eye. That might actually reveal the position of both, though. That's smoke going through. Safe out on top. Vinny through the box takes him down. And Descenti swings out of Palace to support his teammate. Eliminating drop at a 5-0 scoreline so far. 2 gun rounds, both converted by Imperial. And we talked about the rifle rounds favoring them heavily in their previous meeting with MIBR. That trend seems to be continuing here and now. The only thing is, Imperial have added pistol round success to that as well, and the anti-eco. It's getting more and more out of reach early for MIBR. MP9s, 5.7s, a deagle for Insani. He's back on that. But things are getting very out of control very quickly. Yes, it's just 5-0. It's just 5 rounds into the game. It's the TC side factor that really makes this more concerning as No Way doubles up on ramp. Nobody even doing any damage to him. And now he spots out a third player towards Triple, who still has not connected onto No Way. Phelps will take down Insani, who's spotted. A site open, bombs in T-spawn. Imperial say, you know what? We don't need the bomb this round. Let's just go get the elimination victory.
Looking for the victory off of attrition. I should tell you how confident they're feeling. Phelps is at 9. No Way's at 6. But everybody's hitting their shots too. 4 is the minimum number of kills for an Imperial player. It's also above everybody on Made in Brazil. No one has 4 kills on that side of the equation. 6-0 guaranteed at this stage. The question is, will BRN get some exits? Will he save his MP9? Will he try to get a rifle and get away? No easy ways out for the likes of Made in Brazil at this stage. Timeout overdue. Next round is a rifle round. They should call it then. 6-0. This has been a sprint down the line from Imperial.
Yeah, the thing is, though, it's a best of 3. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But if they can keep this pace up, it'll be over quick. MIBR surely going to call a timeout to the next round here. They've lost the first 6 rounds of the game. Imperial are halfway to 12, map point. Safe will get the op back. But if you're MIBR, you can't afford to not call a timeout here.
I say no timeout yet.
Your CT side, it's where you have to make the most of your rounds. But as I say that, I look over at MIBR stats on Mirage. 36.7% on the defense, 43.6% on the offense. And things just get bleaker.
I was going to say, it's sub 50 no matter what. Sure, they're better on the T side, quote unquote. Still not good, still not passing. Smokes towards A. Imperial can just run their routes. They've not been contested in any way by Made in Brazil. They're just reacting as best they can. It's going to be a Palace pop. Drop. Found the lurking Vinny over towards B. That's at least something going in their favor. An opening and advantage secured. Phelps, though, slinking out of lower, out of tons. Trying to find something. Underpass. Jumping up. Timing's perfect. Exemplary. Finds drop. Avenges his teammate. Will he cross back? It looks like he'll be allowed to do so. Made in Brazil not forcing the issue. Phelps holding his line. Again finds a kill with no response. No shots in turn. The op of safe will finally do him in. Try on an op of his own. Is looking to get an answer in kind. Op shot misses. Safe will get back into A, and he'll find a second. Good trade from Descenti, but exit under balcony. Springs the trap. Try on the op. A 1v2 finds the first, not the second. Good reposition from exit. And Made in Brazil, while they aren't really challenging, they aren't getting too fancy or aggressive, they are finally on the board with 1 round in round number 7.
But the only problem is, well, there's a couple of problems. One, it's their first, and it took 7 rounds to get it. The second is that they lost 4 players on the CT side with an economy that hasn't been able to get out of the fledgling stages yet. This is getting to the point where they lose this round. Holy, Safe just gets drive-by by a combination of 3 players of Imperial. No real refrag potential either for drop or exit over in Con. Nade onto drop as well, and Insani will move up. That smoke's going to go high. BRN and Insani, though, are able to trade this back and get a man advantage. No Way down very low on health, too. The bomb making its slow, methodical way through apartments on the back of tries. Vinny will retreat up the underpass stairs and over towards B. 2-2 hold with a very heavy B lean from MIBR. I like this read. Exit Insani, buddy systeming up, and they actually might give Insani that extra push towards B. Knowing that there was a couple of players out towards middle, underpass a definite possibility, but they're going to trust in BRN and drop here. The 2 low HP players to hold the line. Vinny going out first. Will he clear foul? He will not. He clears sight instead. There's the first no trade back. A tag onto Try, but he gets a no-scope onto BRN. Molotov goes in. Try backs off. There's still plenty of time, and Drop is mollied forward. He burns alive. They have heard this. Surely they know he's close. Try lets a shot ring out, but he should be entering. It should not be Try. It should be no way on the rifle. Time and HP dwindling for Imperial under the 30-second mark, hoping for another pick, which has not come. Very disciplined on this hold from MIBR, trusting in Drop to be that first point of contact, and Imperial might just call it quits now as they're retreating back into kitchen. What they can chef up is just about nothing but a save.
I'm gonna try on low HP. There needs to be very careful. No way actually has been tagged down. Similarly so. They should survive. I mentioned I wanted to see some aggression. I wanted to see something from Made in Brazil to show some confidence and some comfortability. That press from BRN into apartments cemented the advantage, got him an upgrade. That is what I want to see. Some calculated, small risk presses for information. 2 in a row secured, but this T-side economy still not broken. Imperial had done well to build up quite the bank. It is finally running dry, though, it appears. Try a bit boosted over the smoke. Actually, just not even a smoke in his way, just over top middle. Hoping to get an offensive kill. This player Khan spotted, not found. Lucky to be alive. And Phelps exploited now. He's been stomping around an underpass for a couple rounds. And Sani adjusts and pivots accordingly. It's a clean opener once more for Made in Brazil.
They've had a couple entries here as of late. Or been able to string things back for a 2-for-1 trade. Regardless, the CT's been able to maintain a man advantage here. Something they had not been able to do in the prior rounds. Imperial starting to stall a little bit. No way gets a trade onto X at a long last. Can't really call it a trade frag, but it's an evening one. Try, though, dropped in the interim by Drop, and Sani around as well. Flashes raining in from the CT side. Counter utility comes through. The Senti finds Sani top of stairs exposed. Drop over towards triple. BRN in jungle. He has Descenti out on balcony alone, and it's all up to No Way. Takes a ding through the box. Or maybe a wallbang leg shot from the op of safe. And No Way's going to try to attempt the save again. It's going to be a pretty hard one as he has 2 HP. Now, the money's still not great for MIBR. They might not attempt to hunt. In fact, they probably shouldn't, given they have the bomb down in their vicinity. Their money is low. Let him save. But if I'm Imperial, I'm calling a timeout to the next round.
Last real attempt at a buy before their economy's diminished. Don't want to give Made in Brazil a complete way back into it. A tied ball game at 6 a pop would be, by most metrics, very disappointing, if not catastrophic for Imperial, given their start. And there's that timeout you mentioned. Veteran IGL of Vinny, probably calling that one. Does make sense. Try. Drops an AK to his teammate, picks up an op for himself. That's the one that was saved in the round prior. And I'm worried for Imperial because they're getting a little bit too, not comfortable, but readable. Specifically Phelps, he's been going underpass almost every round. You saw just one simple self-flash from Insani is all it took to do him in. Try as well, has been missing a fair few op shots. Did not see that yesterday. A little bit concerning for Imperial's future endeavors in this closed qualifier.
Well, here's Imperial's chance to really swing the pendulum back to their favor, or MIBR going to get close to tying this up as we get towards the end of the first half. 6 in a row for Imperial, 3 in a row for MIBR. Very streaky start for both teams. Op for safe over towards jungle, migrating between that and connector. Drop. Nade well timed. Doesn't do as much damage as I thought it would, but still lets those players into that little 1 dink range for the M4s that adorn 3 out of the 5 MIBR players. No utility really left over for Imperial, just a couple of smokes. They use one of those, a couple of Molotovs, a flash, and a nade. And they're stuck in mid. It's the sort of quicksand that mid can become.
Yeah, it's either both teams challenge or you have to press through it. And right now they're just kind of stuck. They have control, but MIBR aren't challenging. Running up catwalk is the call. Try the spear point. The figurehead finds one. Immediate trade from Safe, though, and a chunky nade on the two more. Insani spamming the smoke finds Vinny.
With the bomb.
Insani jumping around the smoke finds another exit, catches lurking Descenti, and the last alive is Phelps. He came through under. 20 seconds left, no bomb, 79 HP, and no aspirations in this round. He's going to save yet again. Made in Brazil, waking up 4 in a row. This one's a convincing victory as well, with 4/5 of the team surviving. Imperial, again, too transparent. Not looking far enough ahead into the future. And that is getting exploited by Made in Brazil.
Yeah. And I don't know the answer for Imperial either here, because they're losing a lot of aim duels, and they're getting out red.
The reads are most concerning to me. The man like Vinny at the helm, normally it's a very deep strat book.
You would expect it to be, but they're going back to mid again. This mid scrim that has not worked for them in the last 4 rounds. Vinny just taken down by drop, swings out, good flash over, allows Insani to swing. Phelps will double up. He's still alive and kicking with that saved AK. But it's a man advantage for MIBR nonetheless as the smoke settles.
Bomb spawn middle too.
Yep, that's going to be tough to recover with the op and window. 1 on cat, 1 bottom con. Although Descenti's creep out A might actually be able to yield the kill onto exit or onto BR. Never mind. Phelps down. It's all over. Unless Descenti pulls off a miracle 1v3 with the deagle in hand. Not very likely here. He has a lot of time, but his time is probably going to get expired pretty quickly because he's going to be red. They're going to realize the possible
already
angles.
is red.
Yeah, he's already red. He took too long.
So BRN's already weary of window. Safe's at chair holding with an AK now.
Smart
Round's
play.
done. Question is, will Descenti get a gift before he shuffles off his mortal coil? Shouldn't be saving in this one.
I think ladder has him. BRN, good angle. Yep, easy. Perfect read for BRN. Good read again by MIBR. Imperial showing like a picture book to the Made in Brazil squad. Look how even the kills are across MIBR as well. 7, 7, 6, 6, and 6. All players between 1 kill of the other.
The team woke up. No individuals carrying the squad.
That's
Everybody's
your
here to
situation.
play. Especially on the CT side, you just become a wall. Sometimes it's okay to have a star, standout, spear point on the T side, but on the CT side, a wall. Definitely your ideal. Straight out A is the call for Imperial, trying to just do something simple, no frills, get back into the groove, at least bring some semblance of their lead into the second half, but early goings are mixed at best. 3 versus 3, 3 versus 2 actually secured as Vinny finds Safe. Descenti and Sandwich takes down 1, just BRN in window, trying to keep Made in Brazil in the driver's seat for the final round of this first half. Good kill onto the first. The second, though, is holding his position. Swing comes in. Descenti gets the kill. Imperial retain their lead. We'll see you after the break. Imperial started strong, 6 in a row, 6-0. And now their lead is a small semblance of what it once was. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bring you the action. Imperial, again, a narrow lead, 7-5. After that 6-0 sprint, they lost 5 in a row and capped off the half with signs of life at the very least. Now they're on the CT side, generally considered the easier of the two. Made in Brazil, though, were hot on pistol rounds yesterday. Can they find this one? If they do so, it should be an easy bout back to a tied ball game. If not, Imperial can reestablish a lead. Pop out of Palace is the call. All 5 Ts are here, and BRN opens things up right for the team, but no way. Quick trade in response. Insani tit for tat. Retains an advantage as the bomb hits dirt. That P250 Super Soldier for him. Very scary prospect for the remaining Imperial players. I didn't see if there's a kit, but I don't think there is. Try a flank at ramp is good for one, but only one. Trades back and forth, leave the IGL of Vinny in a 1v2, an unenviable spot. It's going to clear out the side at least. The issue is there's 2 at very disparate angles. Spot comes in, it's back and forth, stuck between a literal 180 set of angles. Impossible for Vinny. Made in Brazil, 1 away from tying it up.
And they should get this tie as well. It's going to be a Eco or a Force Buy from Imperial. I think the Eco is more likely, given their tendencies from last night. Yeah, I think it's going to be USPs across the board. Maybe a Zeus. Wouldn't mind seeing that. P250 for Descenti. Flash for Tron. That's all they're going to invest in here. MIBR, a couple of SMGs, the MAC-10s on drop and exit to go farm up some cash. And Zani safe and BRN all across AKs. And No Way does have that Zeus. Okay, there we go. Rechargeable Zeus. Let's see if it works today. 1 Zeus attempt last night. Failed, unfortunately. The sound effects when you get a Zeus kill. 10 out of 10. Gotta love it. And maybe even a kill. Okay, he's cleared out by exit. I was thinking maybe Vinny can get that one and turn something crazy out of this round. But Descenti only able to get 1. Phelps, he picks up another one. Dink on to safe, but overall, this one should end about as you would expect. A couple of kills, though, on the USPs, and essentially only USPs, is not bad for Imperial. For MIBR, while they'll be able to keep all their AKs up, a little bit of something in the back of the minds as Insani gets dinked down as well. Try finished off. And we're tied at 7 here. Last night, these 2 teams played Mirage. It was an 8-4 T-half for Imperial. 7-5 this time, and tie game early. into the second half. AKs across the board on MIBR, Imperial M4s. With a A4 on Vinny. Okay amount of utility though. There's one glaring problem, Nate. I know you know exactly what I'm thinking about. There's no defuse kit.
Always the kit overlooked. Elements aren't required, but they don't necessarily know that. Theoretically, a MAC-10 could still be in play. Also interesting to me that Vinny's the one with the A4. If I recall correctly, he was very big on the AUG yesterday, and Phelps was the one on the A4. So now he's on the A1S. He's still at the top of the board for his team as well. BRN beginning to stand out from the pack on the side of Made in Brazil as well. Kind of at a standstill, but decision's already been made. It's going to be a play over towards B. One player lurking at A. That was Insani. He's already taken down by No Way, and now the take comes through. Vinny backside, ready to defend, only gets one. His teammate finds nothing. Phelps, the last man in defense on Catwalk, does find one. Maintains an advantage. Safe and drop, though. Will get that bomb down. Safe as well. Actually finds a kill on the Phelps scaling. Good trade from Decenti. No Way as well, chiming in from back at the door of Market. Imperial back into the winner's column, taking the first rifle round and reestablishing a lead. 8-7. Made in Brazil should have plenty of money to reinvest. Actually, not as much as I would have thought they would have for round number 16.
The lack of money here for MIBR actually is a huge blessing for Imperial because they lost 3 players in the last round. That's not a good situation to be in. And they allowed the bomb plan to come through from Made in Brazil too. So there's definitely a case for a force buy or a full investment from MIBR. A timeout used there first. And I think this is a good call because, again, there is that case to be made going all in. There's also the case to be made of going for a half buy and securing a full rifle round in the follow-up. To go for the half buy here, it's both playing the long game and yet playing a little bit scared. Because if you're MIBR, you have to kind of think too. You give Imperial 9, things are going to start to spiral out of control very quickly if you lose that gun round. But you go all in, you lose it, it's going to be 10 regardless for Imperial. But with the lack of money on the CT side, that full buy, very tempting.
Very tempting. Gotta do what we've seen throughout this closed qualifier. It's kind of a mixed bag. They have one hero rifle. That's Insani, who's bought down quite low. But everybody else is on the save/eco investment. Some Tech 9s, a P250, some Kevlar on a couple, and some utility. Out ramp they'll go. Straight out with the flashes. No one's on the site proper. A lot of presence was put towards middle instead. Decenti, the only one here on the site proper. And he's all the way back CT. A pair for him, another for Phelps. In the chaos, they might get the bomb plant. No, it's been stopped at least for the time being. Insani only good for one. BRN in a clutch, in an unenviable spot for him. Timing is good for the first kill, but still 3 stand between him and victory in this round. Gonna try and hold angles and hope that someone presses in at the right time, but with no Kevlar, it becomes an even more difficult task. He's been spotted. Good duel one. Nice shot on to try. A big name to take away. No Way is also low on HP. This is doable for BRN, who has stood out as the individual to look at in this game for Made in Brazil. Vinny and No Way playing separately during this game. Does not expect CT. He needs to get this kill quick and turn around. No, he will not find No Way. Bomb plant and 2 kills, though, in the 1 versus 4. More than you could have reasonably expected. Vinny getting dropped a rifle from his teammate. I've been talking to the boys instead. Defuse delayed, but coming through. Plenty of time for that. 9-7 for Imperial. That bomb plant should give Made in Brazil good footing to stand on in round number 17.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit better here for Imperial as they win that one. Timeout, technical timeout called, which may be...
It's Vinny.
Yep.
Saw him AFK with a rifle drop to his feet, so that makes sense.
Yeah. We'll figure out what's going on there. But for Imperial, again, they lose a considerable amount of their team. 3 players down is not ideal. Tech pause has concluded, though, so we'll get back to the action here. Bomb plant also helps MIBR significantly, getting safe onto an op. Try does not have one, and there's no hope of him getting one either.
So no match medic.
Oh, there he goes.
But no match medic.
Curious.
He was alive at the end of the round.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he disconnected before it concluded. I'm not sure.
That could be it. If you got DC before it concluded, then it's ripped.
Makes it so that effectively only one person survived in the round prior. Hamstrings this economy further. They have full rifles at least, but they're definitely lacking utility on a majority of the squad.
Everyone but Try.
Made in Brazil as well, fielding the hurt economically. Insani's on a Galil. But that bomb plant does miracles for their overall economy. I'd say they're favored just because of the amount of utility and that op for safe.
Bomb top middle. MIBR have full control of it. 4 players out. Various locations in the mid portion of the map. Phelps is going to get run into, though. There's one behind him. They've not seen each other, and Phelps gets the spot. Has some help as well from No Way Up in ladder. Now the information is given over. Vinny tries to hold things down as Try gets taken down. No Way into Senti. A couple of big kills here to lock it down. Bomb and Khan getting sandwiched. And it retreats away from No Way and into Underpass. As Insani's worked his way out of aim. Silence. Very deadly. Safes op. No Way. Insani's watched for, however. And he is greeted with death. Just one left. It's 24 HP on safe. Not a lot of time. That op saving over is the imperative part for his mission now. Senti low HP walks into the op scope. No chance of winning that duel. And so 2 players will survive again for Imperial, presumably, unless Vinny gets caught here at the end. So with time about to end in 3, 2, and 1. Imperial have their double-digit lead. Keep on struggling for money. But MIBR, even worse for wear. All their players around that $2,500 mark.
I'm very surprised they even justified the hunt for 1 player, Imperial. 3 surviving there would actually help out their economy rather seriously. Still okay. Everybody has rifles, but Try is completely lacking utility. Another tact time used by Made in Brazil makes sense. Things are beginning to slip away from them. Right when it looked recoverable, right when it looked like they righted the ship, it's steering once more in the wrong direction. It's listed further away. How are they going to play around this hero op? That's my biggest question. It's kind of set their economy off kilter as well. Save only has 400 in the bank. Everybody else is around 2K. So theoretically, even if everybody saved, Safe would still not have a solid buy in the next round unless he managed to survive with this op in hand. To see what they elect to do. Exit and drop have Kevlar at least to back up their pistols. Looks like maybe a B split on the cards. 2 top mid, 1 lining up a smoke and spawn, and 2 towards the apartments. No ways. Dinked down, combined fire. Exit, a nasty shot at range. It started off, drop finishes it. Now BRN, it's his turn. Smoke criminal. 2 lurking, it's in the apartments. Wants to further the advantage, but MIBR aren't going to commit anywhere as of yet. They know that Imperial like getting aggressive. They know that Imperial are hungry for information. So they'll wait for the defense to come to them.
Does Try get any information on his peaks? Doesn't look like it. Run boost across for exit. He will not be shut down. The spray from Phelps only gets about half damage onto the first man over. Vinny up on the catwalk has to be very careful. His drop now holds an AK. The op Safe also looking for kills. Phelps still smoked off. Vinny though swings, spots out 2. Phelps 1, and now Try chimes in as well as Vinny drops on Cat. B side open. And Phelps is sprinting over to try and stop this bomb plan, but BRN all the way through market door. Phelps out on site, however, spots the gun barrel, and then Sonny removed. BRN now last alive. Phelps just tossing utility around, smokes off the bomb, and puts BRN in a 1 versus 2 situation, a very winnable one if he can recover a rifle. He does just that in that smoke. He'll play around as Try and Descenti close the gap. The MP9 will win the duel. And so Imperial again limping to round victories. Only 2 alive once more. How many times have we seen that in the CT side? Doesn't matter though. They keep their head above water. They keep on piling rounds on the board. They're 2 away from taking their map pick over Made in Brazil.
BRN, again haunted by the lack of Kevlar. Was a winnable clutch. Would have been 1 versus 3. Said the team of Made in Brazil woke up in unison. BRN kind of became the figurehead here, but everybody else has quieted it down a good bit. Surprising as well, BRN is not the man you look to shine individually. He's actually the worst in terms of HLTV rating, individually speaking. He's far more of a team player, of a supportive player. Having a lot of success on this map. Try finally has an op in his hand for the CT side, and he will not let that opportunity miss. Wins the opper's duel. I don't know if Safe had an op or not, but he was posted up bottom ramp and caught cleanly.
I feel like he had a scope of some sort, op or scout. Oh, it's not. There it is.
Very unfortunate, heavy loss taken early.
Doesn't even fire a shot.
No, he doesn't. T-Side still want to go for this A-take, though, it looks like at least. Exit going to line up some utility for middle from spawn, just to keep rotations from coming through. In Brazil, just going to bide their time and wait for the precise moment they want to commit.
Imperial not over-aggressing this round. I think they've learned their lesson from the one prior. They're just taking it nice and easy. Descenti burned in position. Drop will run him down. Nobody else there to support on site as MIBR close the gap, try to get the bomb down, eventually Try out through CT, though, has a nice shot. Phelps falls in the interim, 3 versus 3. No way up on stairs, 1 for 1 with Exit, leaving Try and Vinny in a 2v2 against Exit and BRN. Bomb going down, jungle contact lost by Vinny, now a 1 versus 2 for Try. The op, the Rock of Imperial, has not had a very spicy map so far. But the CT side opping is where he has a chance to recover that prowess. Over top of Ticket, drops back down. BRN dancing around triple. All comes down to timing here for Try. Can he find the man close? Can he get the guy far? Neither will be the case. Op for Safe, and despite Try's opening and best efforts, MIBR stomp all over A. And given the amount of damage they've done to the CT side economy in the rounds prior, there is nothing Imperial can do buy-wise. Phelps is down to 1,400. Just going to be some pistol upgrades for Imperial, and MIBR should be well on their way to a 9th.
Well on their way. And again, the comeback from there seems far more feasible. It feels like right when Made in Brazil get in striking range, Imperial edges just further ahead. Full save. No way, the only one to look at for any potential damage. He's a 5.7 in Kevlar. The USPs can connect, but it's very difficult. Again, A-site take on the cards for Made in Brazil. All 5 are here. I don't like the way they wait. The issue is that they're not doing anything elsewhere on the map. They're not getting another piece into position. They're just biding their time in hopes of aggression. And if Imperial do choose to get aggressive, it can be easily read from there. Out they finally come. There's only 2 players remaining for the defense. They expect much damage to be done by them. They finally get 1. It's Phelps. Drop, and trade. But that's all this team will find. 11-9, again within 2. Imperial will scrounge together what they can in this round. Famas for Phelps. Vinny, probably going to be similarly armed, if not with an MP9. I imagine he wants some utility, but we'll see. It's actually the A4 for him. And no kit present once more. Phelps buying a helmet instead. Worrying signs for Imperial should things get to post-plant.
Things haven't exactly gotten to post-plant all too often successfully for Imperial. A couple of times, but they've been fast retakes where the kit wouldn't have even been necessary. Still, you always want that security, and that's why the kit's so important. Lack of utility are already a factor here for Imperial, and Vinny pushing up aggressively is being watched for by MIBR. Could flash in, and Vinny wins that one. Not clean. The job is done. Gets out of dodge and should evade that nade as he dives out of window and in towards B. Opening pick for Imperial. No refrag yet for Made in Brazil. A little more back and forth on the second half than the earlier game last night. Phelps might even be able to spot Safe out if he peeks a little bit further to the left. Nobody's watching for the cat play. Exit creeping up Khan. Might be able to get up for free. Where's No Way? Safe's walk in! Oh, that's a missy engagement for Phelps. He's got to try to fight his way out of this. Good nade. Never mind. It goes under Phelps. And was that smoke blooms? He'll dance away. Safe up on top of the catway railing. And Phelps might actually push on through. Would be a expected play from Safe, but he's got to keep an eye on too many different angles. He's in such an exposed position. He's put himself in a real rock and hard play situation. Drop walking out. Phelps is probably, 15 seconds at D. Drop, huge one onto No Way. Descenti mollied off and cannot stop the bomb plant here. Insani gets that down to dirt. Try. Finishes off exit. Safe still up on Cat. Vinny coming from behind. Nobody watching for him. Safe now creeps in towards ladder, and Vinny taps away wildly. Down to the hand of Insani. Last two players up through CT. Try and Descenti. Flash goes high from Insani. Drop around default. Playing time. No kit. No time for this defuse, and Insani can lock him in. Make them pay. As MIBR will draw within one. But how much damage can they do in the end? Big one from Descenti to find to stay alive. Drop going to continue the aggression. Safe might join the party too. Drop peeks out. Spotted. Nice one onto Descenti. Chance for more. Cannot get Try, but that's a huge kill to find as there's only one gun moving forward for the CTs. And it should be 11-11 scoreline and Make-A-Wish Made in Brazil. It might be coming true here in a few rounds.
They've earned this. It's been a fair few convincing ones. Again, not the fanciest from Made in Brazil. In fact, I have a lot of criticisms for Made in Brazil. But to their credit, Imperial can't solve the conundrum. To us, it looks so easy because Made in Brazil are just sitting in ramp and waiting. But Imperial don't have the luxury of a mini-map. They don't have the luxury of Expert. They have a mini-map, but they don't have the location of all their opponents. 11-10. And as you mentioned, 11-11 seems very likely. That pause was called by Imperial. They're not going to buy into this round, so we prefer to see it in the following instead. Try the hero rifle. Again, it's had an okay map. It's been okay, not terrible. Definitely not what we saw from him yesterday, though. We saw far more impact from him in yesterday's matchups. In Brazil, no question. Full investment as always. Still present for Safe. Pop out middle for Made in Brazil pretty early on, given their pacing in the second half.
Nice mid-scrim with the M4, peeking and taking point, gets two. Vinny's P250 strikes in a drop, and just as the coin drops to the ground, it's an explosion out mid. Now Vinny has a second, only one left, and none left for MIBR, as it's a flawless victory on the pistol save round. Hero rifle for Try, works wonders, and Imperial explode to map point here, 12 on the board. And MIBR forced to buy up the timeout, massive for Imperial. And for Made in Brazil, they'll have two Tech 9s, use their third of their three timeouts. Just when they seem to be getting momentum and steam, the wind ripped out of the sails themselves ripped to shreds. And the boat, rudderless and powerless adrift amongst the sea.
That's a backbreaker. A major blow. A much-needed round for Imperial to get some confidence back. The individuals shining through in that one. 12-10. I said it before. Right when it feels like Made in Brazil are within striking distance, right when it feels like they've made the comeback work, it's ripped away from them. That's no different. Should have been an 11-11. It should have been a tied ball game, but no. The individuals chose to answer for Imperial off the back of that timeout, as you mentioned. And now they have a tremendous advantage in round 23. Full rifles versus a compromised investment from Made in Brazil. Safe at least has his op, but Insani's stuck on a deagle. BRN, as you mentioned, stuck on attack 9. Utility leaves us wanting more. Imperial. They put it across the line here. It'll be the exact same scoreline we saw yesterday, 13-10. Made in Brazil going back to what worked before. The A site take after a bit of a delay.
That double nade up towards top middle. Massive damage onto exit and safe. Both players down half or lower. Try. Holding close. Has support from Decenti. Try now backs. Oh, they both go to utility? That's a lack of communication. That could turn the tide, but Try is able to turn it back with a trade on to safe. That op down. No way. Has Try with him. He's actually trying to get the second. He's burning alive, and No Way cannot really get anything from stairs. 3 versus 3. Phelps out middle. Try. Need to finish up for him. What they could not do last night against Payne. Clean up for the leadoff man. Sonny has the op, and his strike on a No Way spots him instantly and gone. And now, 2 players coming CT side, 1 jungle. And 1 CT proper, that's Vinny. And Sonny's on the angle. Vinny swings out wide, and Sonny misses after such a good start. All up to exit now, 1 versus 2. Phelps solo on HP. Vinny spraying, Phelps creeping, spots out exit. Good headshot flick onto the first. Vinny on ticket, sees the nade, knows exactly where exit is. It's all a game of cat and mouse now. Vinny does have the kit. Exit peeks, doesn't get the shot, but he's buying time. That's what he needs to do. Kill that clock. Munch it up! But Vinny's able to clutch it up for his team. And Imperial escape with map 1 victory. It got close, it got hairy and scary. But they're able to win it with the same scoreline as they did last night. 13-10 on map 1.
So man you want in the 1v1 or the 1v exit is Vinny. Plays it perfectly. He knows that exit can run around the site and buy time ad infinitum if necessary. Take that out of the equation. Jump up, take the one.
But it comes down to winning in the big moments. Vinny had that 1v1 huge. We're hopping into Vertigo now, and Nate, who on MIBR do you look to pull off that huge play? Do we continue to call upon Insani?
It's Insani who you should be looking to. That star, that young gun who's been a monster, literally takes over entire games, entire series. And while he was doing okay last map, still definitely not what you'd expect him to be doing. You expect far more heavy lifting. BRN is actually the only real point to look to for hope, at least in that first map, given how well he did individually. Additionally, we didn't really mention it, but Try, I think, has not lost the Opera's duel yet. I think he's won it 3 or 4 times. His opping has been very solid versus the likes of Made in Brazil. MIBR, straight play up middle. They are on the T side of their map pick. It is Vertigo. Over window they come, and now they scale forward. 2 players playing a close angle. Exit finds a pair. Safe the third before Decenti finally finds inroads in response. He sets between 2, 3 people even. Still finds 1 before finally falling. As the dust settles, it's just Try, the new addition versus 2. USP in hand can work. It will succeed for the first, but not the second. The Glock of drop is too quick on the rebuttal. Made in Brazil start things off far earlier on this map than they did in the map prior. 1-0 on Vertigo.
Well, it's that T-side pistol that seems to be the winning equation right now. So far, the T-side has won all the pistols, 3 for 3. CZ on Try, though. That's an interesting one. Don't see that all too often these days, since the 5-7 got its buff a long time ago now. Flash in, drop blinded, push it down towards B stairs. No Way has the first. Caps going through, but Vinny's found a second kill. All 5 players from Imperial converging upon the bottom of B. And somehow, someway, even 2v2, 1v1! All this damage and maybe even the round. BRN has an AK in hand. The MAC-10 might actually suit him better than that reload gives Vicente all the information he needs. Spotted out and taken down to 65 HP. Vicente creeps up the stairwell. Good read by BRN. But what a costly round for MIBR, losing 4 of 5. Imperial get massive damage. And that's going to keep this T-side economy very honest very early. And a prime opportunity for Imperial to turn this one around and get something good going early. And not allow what happened to MIBR in the first map happen to them here and now.
No bonus. In fact, the buy of Imperial looks better than that of Made in Brazil. It's not typically the case on round number 3. Full M4s versus 2 AKs, 2 Galils, and a MAC-10. Sure, the utility's better. Outclassed in terms of weaponry. Spam back and forth. Try. There's so much damage, but can't get the kill. Safe wins that. Helps now at that up close. 2 and a third. Very likely. This player's lit. No. Safe, despite the low HP, still manages to eke by and survive. Even footing. Never mind. No way. Shuts that door. Finds another over towards A, re-aggressing. Vicente also further bolsters this site. Pushing side hall. He'll get one spot. The second just safe. The man I mentioned low on HP. He's gotten the only 2 kills for his team thus far in this round. He should not find a third either. Imperial have done very well on rifle rounds. They've not let pistol round losses get away from them. It was the same yesterday in the first series. If you recall, they lost 3 of those 4 pistol rounds.
Yep, 3 of 4.
But they still, I think every single time, won round 3 when the rifles came through. Actually, they might have forced once and won that as well.
They did force once. I don't think they won it right after the pistol. But they had one, I think it was a couple gun rounds deep that they won.
Safe, given space, gonna save.
Yeah, Imperial can't really hunt this. They can't afford it either. Neither team's strong economically yet. Still, the fact that Imperial got 4 kills in round 2 on nothing infested, really, besides a couple of pistols, should never happen if you're MIBR. That's something you cannot allow to happen. And it's something that can come back and burn you.
It already has.
Yeah. They're going to go for another... They're going to go all in around this?
They're dropping rifles. Yep. BRN dropped one. Dropped one. Insani, exit, and safe. The 3 rifles. The other 2 don't even have Kevlar. Drop one on Deagle, BRN on a literal smoke and Glock. Quite the hill to die on early on. Aggression on ramp and a good flash in. Nets one. Insani, a quick trade, but exits low now, and the MP9 I'm trying to harvest some cash. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Line him up, knock him down. The last alive is easy pickings for No Way. Imperial swiftly tie things up at 2 a pop. And Made in Brazil now forced to actually smell the roses and go for a full save.
This should be Imperial's first lead of Vertigo. And if we look back to Vertigo 2 series ago for these 2 teams, it was an 8-4 Imperial CT half to start off the map. They'll look to equalize or do better this Imperial side. Phelps looking around. Won't see anything, and so MIBR will back away from A ramp and try their luck over on B stairs from the looks of things here. Don't see anyone too aggressive. In fact, it's Vinny very far removed. Vicente and try over towards middle. Vinny can get overwhelmed here, and a bomb plant is definitely possible. But he spots out one. Maybe reinforcements will be called for as well.
It's the pistol conga.
Mm-hmm.
They're hoping that they find someone close. Vinny was too far away to really pounce upon. They want to go for that kind of contact play, find someone close, and then let the numbers surprise them. Maybe Phelps. Phelps down the ramp does find one. He's been pressuring this ramp. This is very readable. I'm sure this is something that Made in Brazil will look to exploit in further rounds. Against pistols, the M4 sings until the last. BRN catches him with no ammo in the mag. 3-2, Imperial established the lead early on. Quick response given their pistol round loss. Phelps harvesting early on.
Phelps is definitely having himself another good map. Great on Mirage and looking good early on Vertigo as well. There's another one from him. He doesn't go all the way down ramp, instead peeks from the side. And another opening kill found for Imperial on the CT side. Flash in. Vinny will not peek too aggressively. Is MIBR still spread around the map here? Trying to find inroads elsewhere. As A has been denied for now. Nice angle from Tri, spots the elbow, ready for the peek. Hits the headshot. And Insani also down for the count. No way. Go ahead.
Made in Brazil, just been struggling. No clear direction in mind. Trying to run defaults, just clearing things with a face check. This angle we saw yesterday should be expected from Phelps. There's no way to really counter it other than nade over. So they know. They're walking up on the left side purely because they don't want to get spotted by Phelps. Phelps gets felled, but no way above. Gets two and tags the third. Try on the side hall was already waiting. 3 survive again for Imperial. Their economy is building rapidly. And Made in Brazil look lost.
They look lost. They feel lost. They were able to bring things back on Mirage, at least a little bit. But Imperial are looking more and more comfortable, and the fact that Phelps is yet to be punished on these hyper-aggressive A peaks is incredibly concerning. He will actually not go for it this time. Here's some footsteps up ramp, but instead boosts up this time. Molotov will not force an engagement. Phelps has a lot of information. Exits down to 17 HP, excuse me. Another nade goes in. Another one flies over, and so Exit finally obliterated. The artillery strikes doing him in. No way, goes down and sent. Try actually falls. Oh, probably a couple on the Deagle. That's economic damage, but the economy so strong for Imperial, it's almost a moot point. 5 now for them in a row as well. And Made in Brazil, it's timeout time here, boys. Because this is your home, this is your map, this is your best map. And you are being steamrolled by a team which does not care for Vertigo all that much. And in fact, until last night, had not beaten you on it.
Being trounced. They look downtrodden. This is not the Made in Brazil we know.
Brought up earlier.
Yeah, it feels like the mental was gone. It feels like after that round that I talked about, the round that would have been 11-11 had it not been that tremendous individual performance from Tri on the right. After that round, Made in Brazil had the wind taken out of their sails. You mentioned it. Sails have been shredded. And unfortunately for them, you can't prime shipping some more sails. Hoping they had a reset somewhere along the line, but clearly not. Finally have an opening. Finally have an advantage. Wait, what will they do with that advantage? Just wait. Hope for someone else to get aggressive. Imperial. More than content holding their lines as we cross that minute mark.
Utility being used. That man advantage. Plenty of opportunity for MIBR. Safe being a bit of a human decoy. as B is the take and B is red. 3 of 4 here to defend for Imperial. Utility coming through and exit caught with utility in hand. Phelps takes down the lurk as well. The op of Try is here to hold. He's blind and drop will remove him adequately. Vinny coming through. Sprays away but he cannot find it. So much damage, but yet not enough for Phelps. 1 kill and he should have had a couple more. All but on the last 2. But Made in Brazil are able to keep this one in their favor. So close, and yet so far. Imperial still plenty of money. But a little bit of an inroad now for Made in Brazil. To get a rifle round back in on the scoreboard. And Try has the op. Money starting to dwindle significantly, though, for Imperial. 2 players under the $1,000, under the $500 mark, if you really want to get specific. And Phelps sitting just about the 2K mark at 1,900. Here's chances here for Made in Brazil to tie this one up at 5.
There are early aggression again at ramp for both teams. Damage exchanged. Nothing insane, though. Just a shot or 2 into each individual involved. Those nades have been punishing from Imperial. No kills for them. Instead, it's safe to open things up. There we go. Finally winning the Opera's duel here on Vertigo. Descensi is going to try his hand with the zoomed weapon now, taking up Try's stead. Made a result much like the last round, but quicker this time. Show presence A, get a pick, and turn your sights on to B. Vinny has the ideal weapon for this, the A4. Extra ammo, faster fire rate for close range. Swinging out, trying to dodge the flashes, does so much damage, he can't get the kill. The up of Descensi hails in comparison to that of Try. It will find nothing. No way, and Phelps should be headed for the hills at this stage, saving these M4s for the following. Made in Brazil, making the most of that last round, riding the momentum. It didn't need to be pretty, it just needed to get them started back into the winner's column. 4-5, and a tremendous resurgence from the attacking squad.
Yeah, a couple little legs back in. And also not continuing to pressure the A site too much. I think has been a good call from Made in Brazil. Drop's able to get 1 on the exit, and he might actually find the second too. Phelps will drop to exit himself coming up the ramp. And so, no survivors, and a timeout used by Imperial. Descensi automatically buying a Nova was kind of funny to see. It won't be used, presumably. But it was still a funny idea. Hey guys, I got the strat. Nova. Nova. That would have been
Surprised that
fun.
anyone has the Nova equipped.
I feel personally attacked.
You should. You got the Swag 7, the auto shotgun. No Negev, but you can run the M249.
I use the Negev actually decently often on ecos.
M249 is so worth it.
I just remember watching Cynic on the Negev back in the day, and it inspired me to use that a lot, and so I've actually become decent with it.
There's nothing more maddening than getting destroyed by a Negev.
Oh, it's hilarious. I love it.
So good in the right hands. And in Brazil, splitting up this time around. 1 lurking middle, 2 towards B, 2 towards A. It's pistols and a hero rifle for Try on the Imperial side of the equation. Seeing rounds like this work into their favor, but I don't feel like this is one of those rounds. And he's really struggled over towards B. He's that anchor. He's been alone more often than not when the take comes through, and he's getting some damage, but he's not getting kills, and that's very, very important as an anchor. Straight play towards B this time around. Vinny again caught. It's pistols though, so you really can't expect too much from them. The question is, what will Try do?
Save. Gotta
More
save.
than likely a save, yeah, but hoping to at least see him have some action in this round.
Well, Nate, to every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
This is true.
And the reaction to Imperial or to MIBR running over the B side is Imperial go the opposite direction and save. All on A. Saving the pistols is curious, though.
They're running support. Last round they didn't have enough bodies up, and both the rifles dropped.
Vinny does need to get a kill, though, out of that initial take. The anchor's got to be good for one.
At least one. In time, ideally. It's one in time or, like, multiple.
Bare minimum, buy a lot of time for the rotations to come through, but one is really where you should be. One in time is huge. Two in time, great. Might not even die at that point.
Eyes are on him because it feels like Made in Brazil have made their decision. They're going to tend heavily towards B.
Oh, yeah.
It's the right call. It's been working out. Try again on the op. Has his favored weapon. And he is actually lurking down ramp with support. BRN takes down the Opera, though, across the map. That is a big opening to find. Again, this game has been very momentum-based, very streaky. Vinny's in position now, bottom stairs of B, but he's going to get cleared the hard way by 2. Drop found. Vinny only 1. On an immediate trade, maintains the advantage. No Way has picked up the op as well. In the meanwhile, in Brazil, where'd they go? Bomb is trending to A. 3 players here. Side hall is one. That's BRN. Another stellar map for himself. He finds an opening onto Phelps. Only 2 remain, and Noah's on 6 HP. At this point, they gamble stack B. And if the bomb goes down A, they just save. Can't really contest a 2v4, not with the HP remaining on No Way.
MIBR going to grab a lead here on the T side of Vertigo. And a chance to take a lead into that second half as well. Would be huge for them to accomplish that feat. MIBR better on the defense too. So are Imperial. Only 34.5% win rate on the CT side. Or on the T side, excuse me. That is far from good enough, Nate. And I'm thinking Nuke might be a very real possibility here sooner rather than later. No Way at least one to try and hold on to the op.
Still being tested, though. He'll have the money to go for this hunt, and No, he misses the shot. He's going to hold on for dear life. He's forced to peek at this point. Should be dead. There we go. Ops overwhelmed throughout the series. That round's no different. BRN on the flank as well drops to Senti. Don't let that one fall by the wayside. It's the last round of the half, and no weapons being saved. Means that Imperial's economy is shambolic. They'll cobble together what they can. FAMAS's and MP9. 1 hero glass cannon op for try. And a dream. Vinny at least has an M4 as well. Made in Brazil fixed all their issues. Should establish a lead now with this round. It would be a very big difference from what we saw yesterday. Keep in mind it was an 8-4 half in favor of Imperial yesterday on this very same map.
There's a nice opener for Descenti. The first time in a while, Imperial have started out with a man advantage. That's been all MIBR as of late. Again, very even across the scoreboard for them. Safe lowest on the board. The op on the T side, not too surprising there. BRN again towards the top of the scoreboard. A good individual resurgence from him, but Insani's picking up the pace as well. 8 and 9 for him. Drop and exit just behind at 7 and 6. It's literally 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Straight flush here from MIBR. Try not going to over-aggress on the opposite glass cannon too, so he can't really get out of dodge if he gets tagged. He's about to get run over too. Utility's going to fly in from both sides. Try is isolated. Blinded. He's able to get the first though onto BRN. 2 now down for MIBR. No refrags, no damage as of yet for the T's. 37 seconds to go as they continue their escapades around a ramp, and they've not been allowed to get on towards the site yet. Smoke's down on the site. Molotov's going high. No Way spotted, but he still wins his fight against Insani. Phelps on the catwalk spots the elbow of exit, and safe in a 1 versus 5 will not be around for too much longer. 1 kill, maybe 2, but it's all ice on the proverbial cake. Nothing there for him, as we'll have a 6-6 half when we return from the break.
Streaky first half ends at even footing, 6-6, made in Brazil versus Imperial. Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bring you the action, and Imperial on the harder side of Vertigo. They managed to upset their opponent's map pick yesterday. This map 13-10. Those with a far greater advantage at half of 8-4. This time around, it feels different. In Brazil looking hungry, looking better in form individually and as a team. And this round appears to be more of the same. Insani at range, the USP singing, getting 3 kills thus far, leaving just Vinny and Decenti as the final pair versus the bulk of Made in Brazil. They're both tagged down relatively low as well. Vinny at 33, Decenti at 59. And Insani on for the ace.
He's on for the ace. He's not hunting for it. Showing a bit of reservation. Discipline. Imperial will make a move eventually. They have to. They're on T side, and there's literally no reason to save on pistol round. Unless you're CT and you have armor, and it's like a 1 versus 4. That's the only reason you would ever contemplate a save on a pistol. Decenti boosted up. Sees nothing. Ooh, did he spot someone? Did he spot out save? I think he did just there. And now they make noise. They're going to have to go anyway. Safe's heard that for sure. It's just a matter of which direction they come. He's going to hold the right angle, and they're going to hold for him. Get a dink out of this and run towards A. Vinny's got to deal with Exit here, who will use the catwalk as cover. Decenti eventually finishes off safe, runs it into Insani, who's still on for that ace. But he will not be able to finish off either of Vinny or Decenti just yet. Exit around! He gets the backstab. No ace for Insani, but Exit might just be able to lock it down himself. Won't be able to do just that, and the bomb will be denied. Insani will grab his quad. MIBR grab the lead early on the CT side, and this is where they can have the opportunity to really establish themselves and get us over to Nuke. It's not going to be a buy from Imperial at all. The lack of the bomb plant denies that opportunity.
Yes, it does. Hamstrings that T-side economy further, makes them go for a save. That's the first CT pistol we've seen one. And is that 3 of 4 pistols again going the way of Imperial? I think it is.
It is, yeah.
Trends continue. 1 P250, make that 2 for Phelps and Decenti. Slow one, slow burn. Pistols will go out in unison off the flashbang. The M4s at range should have them dead to rights. Look at that, Bjorn's low. Bjorn's down. At least some damage done, but an MP9 can easily pick up that M4. 8-6, Made in Brazil establishing their lead. But Imperial have been very good in the third round of each half.
Well, good work from MIBR to get the job done on the pistol on the second. Now they have to win, or at least do a good amount of damage on the bonus, but winning, of course, makes their lives a whole lot easier. Imperial can try and tie this up, winning this round and then the next. Opportunity here for both sides, for MIBR to really look towards that third map for Imperial to keep this one with a 2-0 potential. Good flashbang. Safe will counter with a nade. Does a little bit of chip damage overall. Spots out one. Phelps, not the first to go down. It's Vinny instead. BRN again continuing his performance. Insani will go 1 for 1 here. Safe down. Side hall will get mowed down. Try picks up a pair. We're still in the 2v2, and the bomb is far removed and recoverable here for Imperial. Decenti creeping up behind, however. I'll have to wonder where Drop is. Where is Drop? Is he underneath? He's under. And he's going to get the freebie onto Phelps, who has knife out, not expecting Drop there at all. What a way to win the round for MIBR.
Tight and contentious till the end. Contact broken. But 2 flanks, 1 from each team. The T side expected, the CT side less so. 9-6. Lead now established in earnest. Bomb plant denied. That means Imperial are on another difficult half by. It's dangerous. Some upgraded pistols and Kevlar. But we've seen nothing to really get excited about on this T side.
Haven't seen too, aside from the first 5-round streak that Imperial had, there really hasn't been too much to be excited about at all. The rounds they've lost have been pretty decisive. Benito able to get at least one, eliminating BRN first, but he is critted out by Exit over at Sandbags. More utility being used here by Made in Brazil as Imperial fall away off that 1-for-1 trade. But they look to go back towards, no, they're going up the elevator to mid now, or the ladder rather to mid. And then Sani has the right read. The problem is, he's all alone. And if he picks the wrong angle to watch, he's done. It's a gun picked up, and now with Safe coming through, that'll help out a lot. Smoke's not going to guys off the vision, but it doesn't matter. Double dink from Try. Now Insani has to shine. 2 on the A1S, tosses the flash high. They know where he is. He's getting some support. Flash works wonders! And Exit's there to keep him alive. 10 now for MIBR, 4 in a row on the second half rip. An Imperial necessary gun round. They lose this, it's pretty much curtains. It should be curtains with 11-6, 12-6 right afterwards for MIBR. Imperial's run needs to start now, or it won't start at all.
It needs to be a sprint. It has to be a couple rounds in a row. It can't just be 1. 2 bare minimum, 3 ideal. Of course, anything above 3's best case. Slow one again for Imperial. Holding outside B, a couple bottom ramp and just exchanging broadsides through smokes. Helps us down to 51. He's slowed down tremendously. He was at 9 kills by round like 4.
I think so, yeah.
He's only gotten 5 since then.
Doesn't Tony see the legs? That's a good read. Good
damage, but no kills. Still 5 versus 5. Minute left in the round, thereabouts. And he just splits. Doesn't hit either one of them. Here is the bomb. What is the choice? It looks like they're boosting one up B, but they're also walking up ramp. Imperial of different mindsets. It looks like they finally made a decision. Finally. Never mind. They're peeking side hall still. They still don't have a clear direction in mind. Time's getting away from them. 40 seconds left. BRN peeks off a timing, finding 1. Exit's there to get a second, and there's only 2 players here. No trades now available. Senti, in the meanwhile, has slinked up a B, but bomb is only just recovered. There's 25 seconds left, and they're down by 2.
There is really no chance for a refrag, and a very questionable push onto the side hall player. Drop now, trying to lock it down. 10 seconds to go. He should have it. There's no time to really plant. They get in the 1 pillar. The bomb stopped. That's it. 11-6. And no survivors either for Imperial. Luckily for them, they die before time. That's the most silver lining they can get out of that round. They're going to call a timeout here, but where was that timeout the round prior? Where is this timeout into this last round, into round 17? Not after. Now the Gulf is 5. The money's not great. And MIBR 1 round away from having at least overtime secured and doubling up their score.
Imperial worrying signs. Again, as you mentioned, not calling timeouts quickly enough. They haven't shown us anything. No real direction, no real leader, it feels like, on this T side. They're all just bumbling about, hoping to find an opening. Slowly yet surely at B and at A. Some cool ideas. That each off angle look towards B, for example. Think down in Sani. They don't have an overarching plan, and that's what they need. Time got away from them and cost them that round. Some players saving, some players buying in round number 18. With an AK, a couple MAC-10s, and a couple pistols. Sani, though, continues to bully Imperial. He's finally showing us his individual form, what we expected to see from him in his closed qualifier. 2 kills secured, still looking for more. He's eclipsed BRN. Well, there's finally a trade from Imperial. Still find themselves down a man and outclassed in weaponry.
Does not bode well here for Imperial. Nuke, all but secured. Slow push coming through from Imperial. If you even want to call it a push, debatable, as they stall out behind the smoke again. Much like Mirage T-side, just milling about. No utility. Another smoke used, so Imperial will have to go through it now. Flashbang thrown high, but Insani continuing his fine form. Adds another one. 4. He's on for the ace. Will he find it? He does indeed. Insani isolates these duels, doesn't even move. He just peeks one by one. And there's map point for MIBR. Now a very different look from them on this map than what we saw yesterday. And a third nuke all but on the cards right now. Insani, though, we've been calling him out and hyping him up for now 4 maps of Counter-Strike, Nate. Actually, no, 6. We hyped him up in that Pain series, too. He's finally delivered with his 22nd now to open up round 19.
Exit furthers it on to try the up or down. This has been a rare quiet map for him. And again, everybody's been quiet on his team, barring Descenti. Timing for Phelps is good. Finally, something going in their favor in this round. Exit snatches it away, finds a trade via No Way, and survives to boot. Point round should be done, as should the map. Phelps and Descenti, the final pair, both towards ramp. A good nade from Safe. Phelps finally does an exit back of sandbags, but still man down. 50 seconds left and only 1 smoke to work with for the remaining duo of Imperial.
They get the timing onto Safe. Maybe there's an opportunity. But that smoke will telegraph what's happening. Safe goes over top, and Phelps gets caught with his proverbial pants down. Not even a reaction as he gets mowed down by Safe. And Descenti in a 1 versus 3. Walking up. Sees Safe. Sprays away for the 1. Flank coming in. It's Insani. And he'll 1-tap for good measure to end this one. 13-6 domination by Made in Brazil. And they'll run rampant on map number 2 and secure Nuke and the chance for the reverse sweep against Imperial.
Chance for the reverse sweep. The individuals are waking up. They looked better collectively as a team. They didn't waste
style. It's not, say, in your face, but it gets results. He finds multi-kills. But we're going to hop in towards Nuke and figure out what we'll find. Are we going to get Insani showing up? Are we going to get Try taking over? Maybe both. We'll find out as we enter in onto the third final. Winner of this map moves on to play Pain. Loser is eliminated from the closed qualifier and will not attend IEM Rio as a player.
Aggression outside is the call. Imperial lost the knife round, it appears, and so they're on the T side. Wrapping around heaven is the call. Exit. Took a peek for information, took some shots to the chest, but is still alive and fighting. Safe has rotated down. They've actually doubled back towards Secret. Try at the helm, at the front, finds 1. Traded immediately, and Sonny a double. He is carrying over his performance. He really woke up on the pistol round of the second half on Vertigo. Imperial, though, this complicated split has come to fruition. They're on the site, but they are contested. Phelps jumping into controls, caught by BRN. He's also similarly staying hot. The Doodlies have a pair already, and they have a triple. The third up top is Vinny, and he finds no inroads, not even a bomb plant. A succinct one, and again, the individuals, BRN and Insani, lighting up the scoreboard.
Exactly what I was about to mention. Who were the 2 that got all the kills for MIBR? The 2 that did the bulk of the work on Vertigo, BRN and Insani. If BRN continues this kind of form too going forward for MIBR, absolutely massive for them. But also very worrisome for whoever has to play again. Because it still leaves Exit as a very solid fragger. Same with Drop, and Safe hasn't really had too huge of a game on either map with his big green gun. There's a lot of room for this MIBR team to grow. Speaking of safe, he's going to take some aggression and just get forced away.
BRN's their support man. He's quiet normally, and yet he's still been putting up tremendous. It's not even just this game or this series. It was yesterday too.
Mm-hmm. He was their top against Pain, I believe. Or not against Pain, against Imperial earlier.
Against Imperial, yeah. It was Imperial and Pain facing off in that upper bracket. Contact play out ramp. A nice jump across does overwhelm drop. He's taken out of the round. And Vinny at door, holding for rotations, finds a second with the Glock of all weapons. It makes Imperial call an audible. Double back, sending one through ramp to sow some chaos, maybe throw a fake. Rest have doubled back to lobby.
No armor on the T's.
They have no armor, but they've already got a hefty numbers advantage now. Safe. Be very careful. He's heard tagged to that smoke, then everybody's running through to run him down. Insani timings everything, and he has no helmet on the CT side. Dispatched by a P250. Safe goes 1 for 1, and that does not work in this kind of deficit. BRN does the same from sight, and Imperial steal away a save round in round number 2 to tie us up at 1 apiece, and also steal away the momentum.
Technical pause called, but what a way to pull off their first round of the map. It's Glocks, it's pistols, and they overwhelm MIBR. A little over-aggressive perhaps from the CTs, but you still shouldn't be losing to unarmored players. Not a single piece of armor on the T side. And they got, what, 2 kills out of it?
Yeah.
Abysmal.
First kill makes sense. It's a jump out play towards trophy. Overwhelmed. The MP9 should have gotten 1. But
I don't know
it was
how
still
it
going to fall. My biggest question is, how did Vinny get a Glock kill through door?
There was
not
a hole in the door on the spam.
There was a hole, but he still had to like triple dink somebody, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was a double dink.
Unreal. That's when things unravel.
Yeah, I mean, it's still salvageable with 3 alive against no armor. And Insani gets domed instantly. I believe he was also tagged a little bit too.
But he had no helmet.
And just collapse from MIBR. They were able to recover on Vertigo from a bit of a collapse at the beginning, but this is it. Win this map and continue. Lose this map and go home. It's MIBR's turn to force. 5-7s on 4. MP9 on safe. Not a single helm.
Helm would be nice versus the M4s, or that one M4 and the MP9. Not necessary. They're going for what they can. Can they do the same?
3 smokes is weird.
It is. They're trying to just play around the smokes. They were trying to do that last round as well. Sonny dropped a smoke down at the vents there. He's going to go secret. They're not really stacking anything necessarily. It looks like they're actually stacking A. No one in ramp. Imperial appear to be reading this correctly.
No real contact yet for either side. Slow and steady as they move around. Safe and Insani. 1-2. Peeking in. Phelps 1. Tryon able to get anything done. However, Phelps will answer back. 2 for 1. Now towards secret tunnels. Bomb goes down as well in the lower sight. Phelps has to be careful not to give up that AK. If I'm drop exiting BRN, though, I'm saving. There's no reason to throw these away. You can try again in the next round, maybe get another kill or 2. They're going to go in here, lose 1, grab an AK, but lose it right afterwards as Descenti doubles up as well. BRN shares my sentiment. Was already running for the hills before his teammates made contact. And so Imperial will grab an early lead on the T side here. They do have a win percentage above 50% on the attack, Nate. 51.7, 55.9 on defense. Again, the bulk of that against domestic competition, though. In fact, all of it against domestic competition. So we'll see if their affinity for the standard Brazilian flair on this map will serve them well.
Thus far, it's been difficult. And in Brazil, have that one saved pistol / Kevlar combo on BRN, and nothing more to speak of in the round. Complete save. Insani outside in the yard trying to do something with the USP. At most, I expect 2 kills out of this round. There should be no way for Made in Brazil to find inroads.
Keyword should. We all saw what happened 2 rounds ago. That 5-7 for BRN more than anybody else had on Imperial, since he has armor behind it. Insani up in heaven, spots, and retreats.
Two for the Senti. That was also that saved pistol. Sani, though, double dink on the USP before he finally falls. The last live saved it. Mustang does some damage. Far cry from a kill, however. A slow one for Imperial, but one that was in control and manageable through and through. 3-1. Made in Brazil finally get rifles in hand once more. They're lacking the op, though. We've yet to see the big green brought out for either side. Safe and try, yet to get those in hand. Additionally, there is no kit for the Made in Brazil defense.
No kit for MIBR. They have to find some kills, too, to even make that kit worthwhile. Or have the lack thereof a factor. Exit tagged on the span through the door. Very low on health. Does not do the better of that damage engagement, as Descenti still has just above half his own health. Smoke blown over, and Insani will see nothing, which does give them information at least, but he'll still have to toss the incendiary as a last resort. Maybe somebody did cross. Lobby crunch possible here. So now utility comes through outside. A couple smokes again outer yard. Molotov's ready to throw in on towards the A site. No Way and Phelps ready to run on in. Descenti holding for a squeaky push. Just about 50 seconds to go. Imperial getting ready to go for the take. BRN pulls out the Molotov and jumps away. And resets with the incendiary in hand. That should spur him in. Smoke will not be down to stop the molly. Phelps charges through, and he spots out BRN. Low HP exit at second. Vents has not been removed or revealed yet. He'll finally get one, but BRN and exit both fall in succession. Safe drops as well, and Sani pushes in, met by Descenti, who has 2 on the round. Drop. Nothing he can do. Backs away to CT spawn. Imperial 4 on the board on the T side. Looking to build up more and more of a lead. But they have to continue this lead. They've had early leads on all previous 2 maps, and now I would say the 3rd map counts as well, with a 4-1 start on the T side especially. And both halves have been incredibly close. 7-5 on Mirage, 6-6 on Vertigo. Imperial need to take this early lead and build it into more.
Yeah, they always get their first spurt of rounds, and it kind of becomes a comeback. They always had the better on the early game. Same with yesterday. It was 8-4 halves in those maps. Bomb goes off. Drop saves his gun. He's yet to get on the scoreboard. Four to 1 for Imperial. Very solid start on this T side. As we mentioned, it's a difficult side to start on for this map. But they're making it look clean. It's not fast. It's not super confident. It's quite slow and tempered. Explosive probably is the best way to put it. They slow down and then pop out. still working fine. No ops once more. Just pistols around the saved M4. This round outside is the focus of Imperial's ire. Gonna slowly walk across and get control. Spam in from the USP does some damage, but only a small amount. Drop's gonna try to be the spear point. Never mind. He's actually just boosting his teammate up in ramp.
Very slow from Imperial, but not without purpose.
They're doing something.
They're doing something, and they're playing slow in response to situations. They know that it's going to be a weaker buy for MIBR, so be careful for the pistols. Be careful for the tight corners. Shotguns also possible.
It's a really patient counter-strike from Imperial. Very different look than what I would have expected. When I said that Brazilian swagger and flair on this map, I meant aggression. I didn't mean this.
Yeah, I mean, swagger and flair usually means aggressive, in-your-face, run-and-gun style, right?
Yeah, and the explosions on the site have been that style.
Yes, but it's the
this
lead-up.
early mid-round, yeah, the lead-up. Just a lot of build. 2 rifles going to be scavenged through to the falling. Maybe even a third if BRN can rotate over. A lot of damage done by Made in Brazil. That's some scavenged rifles for the following. Should give them enough economic boost. Bjorn would survive, but I guess not. I'd say he could drop an op over, but Drop will have to do it instead. If they even want the op for safe. 5-1 though. Imperial. They've established the fact they want to go slow and measured. The question is, when do they flip the switch? Do they flip the switch? Do they want to punish Made in Brazil for expecting this kind of slow walk?
Yeah, MIBR need to get around to the board here, and soon all they have right now is the pistol. No real response yet. As has been the case the last few rounds, Imperial are taking this nice and slow at the beginning. Feeling out MIBR, burning through a lot of that CT utility as well, which is pretty crazy. Just how little MIBR have over the minute mark still to go. They've gained nothing. Insani's gonna burn all but to the grave. As Exit gets forced out of Mini, he's around a wall of smokes. In comes a take. Phelps is the first. Safe will strike for one, but he's so exposed. No way has an easy trade. Nade blows open, and Exit can at least take down one. Insani sprays another, but no way comes through to bring it to a 2v2. Drops up in heaven. They know where one is. They don't know where the last is. And they can go down towards B as well if they want. Take control of lobby. So much time left on the clock. And a lot of space for Imperial to work with. Try no way buddying up. Exit has abandoned the site proper with Drop up in heaven. And with 30 seconds on the clock, they'll reconfirm their site control and look to hold this one down for a 6th in a row.
Group up for the Made in Brazil. Both in heaven. Now Imperial are weary of all these different angles. And Nade tells them at least one is above. They will race out. Have both sets of steps been heard? It seems like it. No way snaps around. Both going to play at Molotov comes in, forces them forward. One for No Way, not the second. Drop still on above, finds the kill. Finally drops and taps the bomb. Try. Peeking out, gets the kill. No helmet, does in Drop. And Imperial's record will not be bucked. They continue their tear, 6-1. Again, this classic slow style yet to be countered by Made in Brazil.
Timeout used by MIBR, but their time potentially the server is becoming quite fleeting. Only one round so far on the CT side of Nuke. And unless this is your first time watching Counter-Strike, and you've seen Nuke before, you know Nuke is a CT-sided map, and it has been since its inception, essentially. It's not quite how it used to be, which an 11-4 half back when it was MR15 was not uncommon. A 9-3 half has never been the standard. 8-4, about par. 7-5 is a decent T-side. Imperial already have 6. And they haven't even gotten the op out for try yet.
No op. Their money's all over the place. It's very high up. Main result just looked lost. They called attack timeout to try and dog things through. They have 3 M4s, an MP9, and an op. That is good kit. Imperial, well, again, I don't like this slow style. It's rather tempered. It's worked really well because Maiden Brazil is not used to their utility. They're getting called out by the lack thereof. Early duels outside in the yard. Utility thrown back and forth. There's only 2 Molotovs and 1 smoke remaining for Maiden Brazil, and there's still a minute 15 in the round. Phelps is the one to start things off. He takes down the op of Safe, who's just been bullied on this 3rd map. BRN trying to be the hero. He has been throughout this closed qualifier, but only an MP9 in Hut. It's going to be a tall order. In the meanwhile, Imperial just slowly gained control of ramp. So much map control being ceded to this T side for free.
In comes the take, but Insani from Garage stops it with 1, but only 1. Vinny tagged down low, but still a man advantage technically on the board for Imperial with a 20-second take coming on the clock. Exit, BRN, and drop all around here, but Exit's timing goes against him as No Way pops through heaven at the right moment. BRN, now the last man standing, mows down 1 of the MP9. Bomb gets planted, but he's found 2 of 4. Half HP now spammed down to 16. 1 shot will do him in. No way around. It's Vinny instead, creeping through Silo. 7 in a row for Imperial. And even when they have a slower burn round, it works. A late explosion and timing really favoring them. They're just whittling away slowly and steadily at the MIBR defense. Sometimes they take it a little faster, sometimes they take it a little slower. Regardless of the fact, MIBR failing to put anything positive on the board. Again, their only round is pistol. For the CT side, necessary to have success on Nuke.
Half buy for Maiden Brazil now.
Yeah.
Weird one because they have such a high loss bonus. They have 3 MP9s, an M4, and safe full saving for the op. Senti. It's a lot of damage. It's 1. Starting things off again in the favor of Imperial. Do they slow burn it once more, or do they speed it up? Speed it up is the answer. They're already through ramp. They aren't going to race down, but they aren't going to hold either. BRN and Exit already rotating down. The 3rd one's coming towards top vents. Is Insani. He's going to drop his rifle over. Exit. Not going to be first contact. He's going to bide his time instead. Sidestepped by Imperial. Step heard. Brazil. Hopping through door. Oh, it's smoke. Never mind. The AK outside control room window does so much damage. Awkward duels for Maiden Brazil. Don't look comfortable. Don't look like they're in their element. Team kill for BRN. This round should be all but done. Vinny and Try, the final pair. Imperial. 8-1. And no signs of slowing down.
No, it's pedal to the metal. Imperial, their longest streak of the night. Looking for a rematch with Payne, who await the victor of this one in that upper bracket, or in the final, the grand final. There's only one more game to go in this qualifier. Winner of that qualifies for IEM Rio. That's at stake here. A spot on land on home soil for both of these teams. Of course, for Payne as well. 1 best of 3 away. Zani spots out Try top on midi, but he loses that fight. A flash from Helps helping out a little bit as well as Try not using the op on T side. Nuke continues his exploits with the AK, only the AK. Drop will at least take out Vinny to bring it to a 4 versus 4. And this lobby push might have gained a good amount of control. I don't think it has the bomb, but it's at least something positive for MIBR for the first time in a very long time on the CT side. Descenti out first fence too has so much information, or his lack of information is information. He's getting a lot of sound cues too. They don't expect him here. With a minute on the clock, so much time for Imperial to work with, continuing their slow burn style into a late explosion, and the timing so perfect for Descenti. He peeks out, he makes a move, and he strikes. BRN and Safe get kills back and forth as Drop falls down on the lower site. No Way runs around. The Molotov burns BRN out, and they pass each other through that smoke. No Way down the vents into fire, drops the Molotov, and nobody will follow him up. BRN takes a little bit of damage, and he'll drop in now, making all the noise in the world. He makes so much noise. They have to know where they're coming from. No Way gets the bomb down. Tries here to help. And such a rough take, but they've gone together and at least brought it to a 1 versus 2 now. Flash doesn't blind Try. He's got to clutch this up and grab a quad. What an isolated 2-1 to the first. And now Op versus Op with the rifles to clutch up.
Safe's not expecting this.
No, there's no way.
Spot comes in. He does get the read and the timing. He has the time for the defuse as well. Made in Brazil scrape by with Safe doubling his kills in this round alone. Finally something going their way, but it's a costly one. Only one player survives. Grabs an AK, sure, but the money for the CT side is not going to be great, whereas Imperial, you don't have to worry about cash for the rest of the half. They have so much money in the bank. In Brazil, 4 is necessary for a realistic comeback. They need to sweep these final 2 rounds if they want to have anything to stand on when they get to the T side.
Even 4 is going to be so tough, man. They have to win pistol, a second, third, and really have a strong start to even make it reasonable to have a comeback with only 4 rounds on the CT side. And the thing is, too, the T side has not lost a pistol round yet, or, except for this one, it has not lost a pistol round yet. So, for MIBR, almost reminds me too, Nate, of what we saw yesterday with these teams where, Safe just got 100-0 to the Molly.
And then Try just got dinked out of 27 by his teammate.
It's fine. It's all fine. No, it's definitely fine. He just takes
That's
out Insani. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It's insane on 27 HP.
He doesn't care.
No. Accidentally caught by a spam. 5v3. Imperial continue their slow chug along. Senti, that lurkin lobby, finds one. Another kill. Furthering the lead. The final pair have rifles at least. They have a kit on exit. Sheer lack of manpower makes this near impossible. They've walked down into B yet again. Bomb finally goes down. Exit and Drop will try to save their weapons. But if Imperial can shut them down, if they can hunt them down, it would be a 9th and probably a 10th off the back.
A 10-2 T-side half on Nuke. Insane. Suffocating. And if they can take down Drop, or I don't think they're going to have a chance on exit. Drop is the only one who probably has a chance of following, but even given their positions, he'll be fine as he backs into CT spawn. Try dies to the bomb, but the op will be moved forward. It's fine. They got money. It's last round anyways. Doesn't really matter at all. What a start from Imperial on Nuke, and Vertigo might just seem like a little flash in the pan. A moment of success for MIBR. a bruise on Imperial while they batter their opposition.
Batter's the right word. Both the maps yesterday, even the two today, have been kind of contentious. 13-6 was a little bit one-sided. We did not see a statement like this one. At least not yet. Exit and Insani finally putting their foot down on round at number 12. 1 kill a pop, creating an advantage that Made in Brazil could hopefully get across the line. Try walking out in the yard does so much damage to Insani. Phelps, in the meanwhile, also drops a BRN, so maybe Imperial aren't out of this round just yet. 3 versus 4. Phelps, another, slinking back out into the yard, doubling down, bringing it back to even footing. Safe, flanking around, in towards the lobby. MP9, he's going to struggle, especially outside at long range. Vinny in lobby has a player. No, he does not. Lots of damage done, but no kill. Ryan Phelps will approach up from up above into A. Phelps the first, his third in the round. Site now secured. Plant will hit the dirt shortly. Planted for heaven. And Try will cover from above. 1 kill, now just 1 remaining. Drop. A quiet map. Trying to keep his team alive. Imperial, though, looks well poised for 10, and they find it. We'll see you after the break. A smothering T-side from Imperial leaves Made in Brazil trailing by leagues as they enter the harder side. T-side now for MIBR. Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bring you the action. And Imperial to try and put this one to bed. It's 10-2, 3 rounds away from closing out this decider. Descenti, Dooley's, same for No Way. They're both super soldiered up. No kits for the CT side. And one set of utility on safe. It's actually a piece of kit and a P250. 4 out in the yard, taking contact slowly. 1 lurking in the lobby. Phelps distracted, caught, and Descenti similarly so. Exit and drop both find a kill for Made in Brazil. They now race into A. Try at range, struggling, but does recover. Finding one, lurking out, can't quite get the second, and Safe in the meanwhile has dropped Vinny. No way. The ramp player timing could not be worse. He might even get knifed. Nope. Well, will actually get the kill. And now an opportunity, a 1 versus 4 for him. He's gotten the first. Got it cleanly. Still needs to get even more. Pushing forward, tags a second, but can't get the kill. It's BRN to best him in that duel. Made in Brazil stay alive with the pistol round victory. They need a lot more than that.
A whole lot more. They're still down by 7. MIBR won the pistol round of the first half. Lost, what was it, 7 in a row, 8 in a row after that?
Yeah.
And finished 9-3.
I think it was
Utterly
7-2.
gutting.
Not sure. Might have been 8-2.
I think it was, yeah, it was 8, because Imperial had 8.
Yep, you're right. Pistols rushing outside, hoping they do something. They do damage, but they don't get the round. It's 2 for Insani, 3 for Exit. And a succinct 1 at least. Imperial showing more aggression in that 1 round than they did in the entirety of the first half. Far more reckless there, but understandably so given the pistols. In Brazil now, very solid bonus in round number 3. You can tell they wanted the most out of that second round investment as possible, so they all went for rifles. Of course, all 5 survived, so the 5 rifles remain. 2 Galils, 3 AKs. Imperial, their first buy on deck. They're lacking utility, and they have a FAMAS on Vinny. It is still doable.
It's definitely doable. But they have to start it off clean. That's the first hurdle they have to clear. The second is winning the round 3+ alive. Still an incredibly hard road back in for Made in Brazil. Should they get back in? Reasonably no. It's possible. Most assuredly. Although Try on top of credit cards is cash and checks. He gets 2 and almost a third a dink on the BRN. Phelps should have an easy cleanup day here as he's out in secret. He's just waiting for the run though. Descenti from back Mustang has a good angle on Mini. Vinny here to support as well. Everything looks locked down for Imperial. That start from Try outside is what set it all up for success.
He set them up, now they have to knock it down. Phelps didn't over-aggress out of secret. I can respect the call. And Brazil have fallen back after that engagement, gone back into lobby for a contact play outdoor. Descenti and Mustang will be first contact. There's the head spotted and the player finished. The second one sprayed down, all 3 actually, between Vinny, Noe, and Descenti. A shutout, no bomb plant, and an 11th quickly on the board for Imperial. Again, they've been really good, consistently so when rifle rounds come through. They're never slow to start in a half. They're never down, you know. We've seen it quite a few times where Made in Brazil lose the rifle round after losing the pistol as well. And it's like 5 or 6 rounds even before they really get the ball rolling. Never been the case for Imperial, at least not in this series. They always get that 3rd round if they lose the pistol. Seems to be a major constancy and a major strength for this team. Not let it spiral out of control early.
Phelps back in secret as 4 players from MIBR working their way outside into his vicinity. They're not going to clear it, or at least with utility, they will clear him. Insani will win that fight, not clean, but he wins it in the end. Down in towards B, they'll make their move. No rotations down yet from Imperial. Well, they'll begin to move No Way into position to defend a B. He's all alone for now. And he might have to play a serious anchor role right now. Oh, he's going to pop open the doors. Timing will not work out for him. He gets the dink, but nothing further. So yes, damage, but no kills for Imperial. And that might even just save at this point. 5-man hold on B. Very hard to retake this. 3 rifles up. Save call, very likely, and I think that's exactly what they're going for.
Seems like it. Plant hits dirt. The other 3 haven't even made their move for Imperial. Going to be a save, like you mentioned. 3 rifles, 2 of them being AKs, pretty exotic. You can't buy those on the CT side. The question is, will Made in Brazil hunt? They're all low on money as well. It'd be best to build up that economy if they want a realistic route back into this one.
Terrorists win.
Well, MIBR slowly clawing back, but they're running on a racetrack quickly. Only 1 more round is a margin for error. They lose 2 more. Imperial take the map and thereby the series and eliminate MIBR from the IEM Rio closed qualifier. Also, I'm wondering what Payne are thinking watching this, Nate, since Nuke is probably likely to come through in that veto. Maybe thinking Nuke might not be the best play, or maybe thinking, you know what, we can counter what Imperial do. We know what we're doing. It'll be interesting.
I think they're probably going to let it through again. I think the slowness from Imperial is going to bite them.
Agreed.
I don't think a team of Payne's pedigree is going to let that slow saunter go unpunished.
Especially Big Uzeta as the in-game leader.
Yeah. When I talk about the Brazilian flair, that's who I think of.
And
His
he has
style.
the flair, but he does it. He times it well.
Yeah. Slow walk outside it. Just under a minute left now. And Brazil trying to match the speed of Imperial. The issue is Imperial know the timings. Phelps finds one spamming the smoke. Phelps finds another spamming the smoke. Or is he under secret? No, he's just spamming the smoke.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say 2. He's been there before, but no, he's just spamming.
A1S, no tracers.
No tracers makes it so punishing. So difficult, I should say, to punish.
Well, it is punishing, conversely, for the other side.
Yeah.
No attempt to really be able to spray that back. No return to sender. No way.
Round.
Takes some damage, but he still wins that fight. Even a chance to find safe, but he plays that well around the smoke. And at least getting the bomb down here. Escapes into single door as well. That's good as Vinny. Drops to drop, and so does Decenti too. Tries going to tap the bomb and maybe even hold here is safe. Is going to get chickened. Tries still holding it. Defuse comes through. Phelps holds down the line. He'll grab 4. And now it's match point for Imperial.
That was a weird round.
Bizarre.
Bizarre. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm like kind of speechless from things like that.
Yeah.
A slow walk, just contact out B, followed up by a 2K across the map by the rotation hold in lobby, followed by a stick behind the teammate. You could tell the second player there made Brazil think the player had come off the defuse, when in reality they were just both up close and personal.
Yep.
Big mind game for Imperial to get them to series point. And Phelps in towards the mid. He's going to continue his tear. 1 and a tag onto the second. Safe gets the trade. No way with the AUG gets 1. And Sonny a trade in response, though, keeping things even, at least giving them something to rely on. Don't get away as well. Showing presence B. still making its way down. Senti finally drops Insani across the map. The final pair, both on B, both ready to put the bomb down. Imperial want to shut it in their faces. Door open. Vinny finds the first. The last is dropped. Quiet map, and now he has to do it all. A 1v3. First secured on the Vinny. Second spotted, not found. 13-5 as Descenti sends Made in Brazil packing, and Imperial book themselves another rematch, this time versus Pain.
So Imperial will have to play two teams twice. They dispatch MIBR, this time a little bit more belabored than the first meeting, which was 13.